What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We are back with another Codex episode, so once again, this is not a main episode of the Let's Play. This is going to be Codex and lore discussion, giving my thoughts on it if I have any, or it's just going to be me reading the books. If you are not interested in that, then go ahead and click off now and wait for another episode of the main Let's Play. If you are interested in that, then let's go ahead and get our nerd on, shall we? I got my coffee, I'm ready to go, I'm locked in. So, we did these two, Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their Tain twisted even the false god, and the Whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The First Blight, Therides 8-7. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the Tain. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn in a full-scale invasion of the land. A blight. And we touched on that a little in the last Codex episode, that the way that starts is when they're in the deep roads. Man, the dwarves got a hard time, huh? They had the old gods down there in the deep roads. They have the constant Darkspawn horde. Like, even in between blights, you gotta understand that when the Darkspawn leave the surface after a blight, they go back down into the deep roads, which is where the dwarves live. They're in a constant battle there. King Cailan Therin. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against the Tainted God. Son of the legendary king Mac Tir, Cailan was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Honora. King Cailan is the direct descendant of King Mac, who everybody has been talking about in all these Codex pages. Alrend Howe. Interesting that this is, I guess this is updated, so let's see. It will be good to ride into battle once more, won't it, old friend? The Arling of Amaranthine winds along the sinuous northern coast of Ferelden. The Waken Sea is known for its temper, and the storms that sweep in from the warmer northern waters are sudden and brutal. These are the lands of Rend Howe. He was born during the occupation, and like many of the nobles at the time, joined Prince Maric's rebels. He fought alongside young Bryce Cousland, future Turn of Highever, and Leonis Bryland, future Arl of Southreach, at the bloody Battle of White River. It was the most catastrophic defeat of the entire occupation, from which only 50 rebel soldiers escaped alive. Although he was decorated for valor by King Mac, Howe's abrasive manner have earned him almost universal dislike amongst his peers. When Bryce sent his men to support the king at Ostagar, Howe took it as an opportunity to attack Highever, slaughtering the people there and claiming the lands and title as his own. Of all the inhabitants of Castle Cousland, only Apparition survived. So the entire castle was massacred there, confirmed in the Codex. Loghain Mac Tir. It takes more than legends to win a battle. Loghain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Mac, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Mac raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Yeah, Loghain is somewhat of a folk hero in this universe. For good reason, too, given all we read about the occupation. Okay, so the update here is, today, Highever is only one of only 2 remaining Teniers, making the Cousland family second in rank only to the king. The Cousland family, however, was all but wiped out in an unexpected attack by all Howe of Amaranthine, and the fate of their Tenier is now in question. So these get updated in real time. I actually didn't know that. That is the first time I have noticed that. Learn something new every day. The Korcari Wilds. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside, and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korcari Wilds. There are as many legends about the Grey Southern Forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korcari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Alis, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. So we are actually heading into the Korcari Wilds in probably 2 episodes, so I'll get a little look at that. So it's interesting to get some background on the Korcari Wilds. We're going to see some NPCs reacting to the fact we're going there, and this kind of adds some credence to the reaction that they have. I think that is it for codexes. Yeah, that was only a show on. Alrighty guys, well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care guys, have a good day.